The 2015 Athletics had high expectations out of spring training. Fresh faces were to lead the green and gold into a new era of A's baseball. But after a slow start and some poorly played games, the green and gold had found themselves in a hole. But that's the beauty of baseball. Half of the season is left, and that is plenty of time for this team to get on a roll and make some noise in the AL pennant race. The A's are eyeing a magical run to the postseason. First up to start the second half, the Minnesota Twins. Friday Night Baseball from the O.co Coliseum. The second half of this 2015 season starts tonight. And the All-Stars will go to work. Sonny Gray and Stephen Vogt. Looking at the gold tops tonight. Those two like that. And we'll see if the A's can have a great second half. They're going to need it. It's the first of three. It's the Twins and the Athletics coming up on Comcast Sportsnet, California. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. On May 22nd, the A's were 14-30, and they kind of bottomed out. But, Ray, since then, they have really played very, very good baseball. It's going to have to continue in the second half.
Well, they have to continue, Kai, but I think what you just said is the most important thing. They have come a long way. Forget about a lot of ugly numbers. That's a great number. The starters have pitched well, but all the other things that have, as far as this ball club, have not been that positive. But looking forward, they know they're a much better ball club. The defense is going to get better. The bullpen is going to get better. They're going to keep scoring runs. If the starting pitching can continue, this ball club should be very, very good the last couple of months.
So the A's will start the second half 9 games under the 500 mark. They'll start it with Sonny Gray. So back-to-back starts for Sonny Gray. He was terrific, and I mean terrific, on Sunday in Cleveland.
2-hit shutout in Cleveland right before the All-Star break. He did not pitch in Cincinnati, but what he did against the Indians was spectacular. And as we noted in that game, he was not throwing a lot of pitches, which allowed him to pitch into the ninth inning, giving up just a couple of hits. That outstanding slider, as he told us after the game, more fastballs, maybe not as many sliders. The slider is his put-away pitch. The two All-Stars with us. Cincinnati had a great time, but they are back, ready to resume play.
It'll be Irvin Santana pitching for the Twins. The Twins have the second best record in the American League. I don't think anybody thought we'd be saying that at the All-Star break. So it's the A's and the Twins from the Coliseum. We'll have lineups and first pitch when we come back. A's baseball coming up on Comcast Sportsnet, California.
is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the new black pepper cheeseburger today, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
The A's take the field, led by the All-Star Stephen Vogt, as we get this second half of the season underway. It's the A's and the Minnesota Twins on a Friday night. Game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. Nice night, 69 degrees with a light breeze. So a good way to start this second half. It's a 6-game homestand for the A's, 3 with the Twins and then 3 with the Toronto Blue Jays. So it's always good to be home. A's have traveled a lot in the first half of the season, but it will even out, and it really starts evening out right now. Lots of home games for the A's coming up.
Because they always will even out, right? Because I tell you that all the time, and you never believe me, but, 81-81.
It adds up to 162, I think. So Paul Molitor and the Twins having a very fine season, and here's his lineup. The All-Star Brian Dozier will lead it off, followed by the veteran Torrey Hunter, Joe Mauer, Miguel Sano, Trevor Plouffe, Eddie Rosario, Aaron Hicks, Kurt Suzuki, and Danny Santana. There's your Twins lineup.
Sonny Gray, as we had mentioned, pitched last Sunday against the Indians, shut them out, so he goes back-to-back starts with a 4-day All-Star break. He's on his normal turn. The amazing thing about him is that he started in New York with 12 days rest because of his illness. Except for 1 inning, since then he has pitched outstanding baseball, and so he wants to continue that tonight, get the A's off on a very, very good start of this second half of the season with this first of a 3-game series against the Twins.
Defensively for the Athletics, they will line up like this. Zobrist in left, Burns in center, Reddick in right, Laurie at third, Simeon at short, Sogard at second, Davis at first, and Vogt is your catcher. So Stephen Vogt throws it down, and we're set for baseball. Sonny Gray All-Star jersey looks good. We like it. So Sonny Gray, Stephen Vogt, sounds like they had a wonderful time at the All-Star game. How could you not?
What a great way to actually go to an All-Star game. You're an All-Star, but you just get to enjoy it.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
I mean, certainly you'd like to play, but there's something about just sitting back and having a nice All-Star vacation.
Well, Stephen Vogt enjoyed his time. He got to catch following Salvador Perez. Got to see 3 fastballs from DeGrom. And I think everybody realized the young man can pitch.
First pitch of the game is hit to the backstop, so we're underway. Brian Dozier, another American League All-Star.
I think Stephen Vogt just got hit in the first pitch of the game. He got hit in Cincinnati, too, so he kept his streak alive of at least having a baseball fouled off his body someplace. And Dozier, what a story for him. What a story for the Twins, finishing the last week the way they did, and that's our good man, Tom Hallion. We're going to see some calls tonight for any called strike threes. One that you will always want to make sure you don't miss.
Maybe right here. 0-2 to Dozier. And he could have called it, but he didn't.
Just off the outside corner, evidently, Tom Hallion, the home plate umpire, Stephen Vogt, maybe trying to get a couple of inches off the plate, but he's not called a strike.
Vogt sets up outside again. High fastball is fouled straight back. Dozier 256, 19 homers, 50 RBIs. He's having a terrific season, and he hit a home run in the All-Star game. How about that?
His first game, first home run, first at bat, the whole thing, and that special for a young man who's had an unbelievable first half. 2 walk-offs in 1 week last week, which that's rarely done.
He was in the 8th inning, and at that time put the American League up 6-2. Final score was 6-3. That one is belted to left field. Zobrist spins around, going back, looking up, and that is gone. Pitch that was up around the letters, and Dozier just ripped into it. Home run number 20, and the Twins with an early lead.
Well, that's simply a matter of a hitter guessing fastball, getting the fastball, expanding his strike zone. And Paul Molitor, as he starts the second half, already 9 over 500, and watch him go upstairs and crush a fastball. number 20 and 24 last year, and Sonny Gray's only given up 5, but gives up one of the first batter of this game. And just over the outtown scoreboard, line drive, nothing's going to knock it down.
So this is Torrey Hunter, who swings at the first pitch, hits it in the air toward the line and right, and Reddick is over there.
You know, the thing about the All-Star game for Brian Dozier and Stephen Vogt, a couple of the position players,
in the third position,
that they got to take batting practice.
Number 7,
and of course, in Dozier's case, hit a home run in the 8th inning. I remember talking to Brandon Moss Donaldson last year, because they would come back after the break the previous year and could not catch up to a fastball. But the fact that Dozier did take BP, played in the game, maybe that helped him leading off the game tonight to jump on a fastball that was pretty well thrown by Sonny Gray.
Here's Joe Mauer, who takes a first pitch for a strike. Mauer hitting .271 with 6 homers, 42 RBI.
So if Tom Hallion had given us his strikeout call, we wouldn't have to worry about that.
That's true.
That pitch just off the plate. His signature call, the Tom Hallion strikeout.
Breaking ball is low. So 1-1 the count to Mauer, with the rookie Miguel Sano to follow. .320 career average here at the Coliseum for Joe Mauer. Taps this one up the middle. Simeon ranging far to his left, flips a throw to first, a little bit high, but Ike Davis grabs it. 2 outs.
And in case you're keeping score, the Minnesota Twins leadoff home runs, Dozier was his 12th in his career, and you think about his ability to hit home runs.
in the 4th position,
and the all-time record holder, Ricky Henderson.
number 22,
Dozier, I don't know that anybody's ever going to pass Ricky, but Dozier leading off with his power as a second baseman. He got 20 home runs as a second baseman.
He's got 26 doubles.
Yeah. Second baseman. Now, nothing against second baseman, but typically up the middle is more defense, and the power numbers just aren't there. But for Dozier, it changes everything.
There's Miguel Sano, one of the most highly touted prospects in all of baseball, and we're getting our first look at Sano. He's a third baseman, but he's DHing tonight. Miguel Sano. He is a big fella, 6'4", 260 pounds, and we're told that he runs extremely well from the Dominican Republic.
So there's some football scouts here as well.
Yes. Not going to help him here, though, as he taps it back to Sonny Gray, who flips to first side, retired. So Brian Dozier with a leadoff home run. And we got a 1-0 Twins lead after half an inning. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Athletics. Burns, Vogt, Zobrist, Reddick, Butler, Davis, Laurie, Sogard, and Simeon. There's your Oakland A's starting lineup.
Veteran right-hander Irvin Santana pitching for the Twins. Of course, the A's faced him when he first came up as a member of the Angels. But over the course of his career, just making his third start, as he was suspended the first half of the season. And he is back making just the third start. But for Santana, good slider, something that he threw very early in his career. And he's established that between fastball, slider, and changeup to enforcing fastball. And he's had very good numbers against the A's.
So Burns steps in. 303, couple of home runs, 16 RBIs.
Can Plouffe get any closer to third base?
He's in a danger zone.
Yeah.
First pitch to Burns is a strike.
That's the third baseman Plouffe, as close as any third baseman as we've seen with Billy Burns leading off. Outfield, of course, is always shallow.
Fastball a bit inside to Burns. Vogt to follow, and then Zobrist here in the bottom of the first inning. Slapped foul right through the legs of Mike Gallego.
Don't have to worry about the good hands, just have the good legs and instincts to get out of the way of any line drive heading your direction.
Burns swung at a pitch that was well down and in. Just gets a piece of it.
Burns played in the 3 games of the 4 played against the Twins at Target Field in early May, and then Coco Crisp started the last game.
Mauer grabs it and beats Burns to the bag. So that's out number 1. Quick look at the defense for the Twins. Rosario left, Hicks in center, Hunter in right, Plouffe, Santana, Dozier, and Mauer around the infield, with former Athletic Kurt Suzuki doing the catching. So Stephen Vogt steps in, gets a nice round of applause from the A's faithful. 287 with 14 home runs, 56 RBIs, and I'm sure that throughout the All-Star Game rosters, there's a lot of great stories, Ray, but it'd be hard to beat Stephen Vogt's trip A to the big leagues, B to the All-Star Game.
He soaked it in, and he said the quickest 48 hours he's ever seen in his life. But you could tell he's very emotional as he was being introduced on the line, and as he said, to stand on the line, the third base line, and look around and see all these All-Stars saying, "I'm one of them." Yeah, deserved it. I mean, he had a tremendous first half, and the fact that his peers voted him in says a lot about the success he's had. Kurt Suzuki said, "I voted for him," as did a lot of people. People in right field voted for him too.
Yes, they do. More than once. Hooked fouls. Heads up down there in the bullpen as it scattered the Twins relievers.
Uh-oh.
Overran it.
Man, he's too fast.
Vogt skies this one to shallow right as Torrey Hunter trots in, and he's got it.
You know, it's not like starting a season as far as the beginning. Of course, you have numbers as you start the second half, but with a 4-day break, and you're always trying to get started on a good note in the traditional second half. Of course, the second half at 81 games, but this is game number 92 for the Athletics. I'd always like to start anew and get off to a good start.
Quick 0-1 count. Zobrist 261 with 5 homers, 31 RBIs. Just missed a little bit low. Good numbers for Zobrist. Coming back from the injury. Took him a little while to get rolling, and he has looked much more like the Ben Zobrist we saw for so many years with the Rays the last 3.5 weeks. That one's lined toward right center. Hicks was shaded that way. May have had a little knuckle to it. So that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Ervin Santana. Second inning coming up. Twins with a 1-0 lead. From Stephen Vogt and Sonny Gray. For Stephen Vogt, he said, it's all gone by so fast like everyone said it would. I feel like I'm not going to be able to enjoy this until December. I've had so much fun. Sonny Gray said, I'm going to keep coming to these things until they kick me out. And that will not be the only All-Star game that Sonny Gray's to. These are our Geico quotes of the game from the two All-Stars. First pitch to Trevor Plouffe is a strike on the outside corner. Brian Dozier leadoff home run as the Twins with a 1-0 lead early. Hit hard, and Sogard goes after it, cannot quite get it, and Plouffe has a hard hit single. The All-Star Game introductions, which is always a very cool moment. It's fun to watch on TV. I can imagine what it's like standing out there. Boy, that must be something special.
Yes, that is special, and they got to experience it. And Stephen Vogt, I thought his comment about catching Chris Archer, which helped him because he caught him in AAA with Tampa Bay Rays, but when he had to catch Betances, he said it's hard enough to hit him and then try to catch him, not knowing anything about him. And he brought up a good point about familiarity, catching your own staff.
Lifted to shallow left. Zobrist hustling in, and Zobrist will get there. And that's out number one. I chuckle because I was reading about the bullpen catcher. And the bullpen catcher for the National League catching Aroldis Chapman. He said, I've never seen anything close to that.
I know.
He's throwing 103 miles.
Well, just looking in the dugout and watching Ned Yost's staff and the players who are watching him pitch, he hit triple digits all but one pitch, and that was a changeup through 93. But it was amazing.
Took a little off.
Yeah. But he had everybody marveling at his fastball, and I think DeGrom did a pretty good job himself, the Mets pitcher.
It was fun to watch. I think it was also fun too, Ray, because really there's a lot of young stars now in Major League Baseball. Position players and pitchers, maybe more than we've had in quite a while. And that makes it a little extra special. 2-0 to Aaron Hicks, switch hitting center fielder. Remember, the Twins have the super prospect Byron Buxton, who got to the big leagues, and he's a center fielder. He played in 11 games, but Buxton got hurt, and he's going to be out for a little while. So hoping to get a chance to see Buxton, but Hicks playing in his place in center field.
Hall of Famer. What a job he is doing with the Minnesota Twins his first season.
I'll say.
Yes.
Twins are 49-40. They're 4.5 games back of the Kansas City Royals in the AL Central. Tommy Malone, he's having a nice year. He'll pitch on Sunday. But the Twins have won 6 out of 7. And as we said in our open, the second best record in the American League.
Well, the week they had last week when Dozier had 2 walk-offs, and they were down 6 runs in the 9th inning in a game, and came back 1, 8-6 with a 3-run home run by Dozier. I mean, it's just really kind of storybook, and Molitor still reminded him maybe the best meeting he ever had was after 7 games.
And that one very close, but a touch outside, and Hicks with the walk.
And July the 10th, and this is it. July the 10th, bro. That was off Joaquin Soria, and that was a 6-run comeback. And to do it twice in the same week, Dozier did it. You can understand why he's an all-star and hit a home run in Cincinnati, a home run tonight. Not often you're going to pitch around a leadoff hitter, but maybe something to consider.
And that was all part of that homestand where they won 6 out of 7, right before the break. So here's Kurt Suzuki, 2 on, 1 out. Suzuki 235, 3 homers, 26 RBI. So Kurt, a little bit of a down year offensively. Made the All-Star team last year. Remember, the game was in Minnesota last year.
Caught the final inning and caught his closer Glenn Perkins, who closed out this year's game, although it was not a save.
But Kurt last year, his first year in Minnesota, hit 288, had 34 doubles, 3 homers, and 61 RBIs. So the production down quite a bit compared to last year.
But you know, they now have an ERA for catchers whenever they're behind the plate, and his is just a little over 3. So he's done a very good job doing what you're supposed to do as a catcher, and that's handling a pitching staff.
Strike called, and the count goes to 1-2.
Good fastball, lower part of the strike zone, and this time Tom Hallion gives it to Sonny Gray, and maybe just trying to figure out the strike zone.
Loof and Hicks are your runners. And a pretty good take by Suzuki to even the count at 2-2.
That's the hard slider that he's throwing now for a strikeout pitch that goes down like a splitter. And you're telling us last Sunday he's gone away from it maybe a little bit more, throwing more fastballs because he's been throwing a lot of sliders. But that is a pitch to hitters, and Suzuki did a good job laying off the pitch, but a lot of hitters will swing at that slider out of the strike zone.
Toward Reddick, who backs up. Plouffe tags up, and Plouffe will try for third. Here comes Reddick's throw, and it's cut off. So out number 2. Runners are now first and third.
Now for Gray, can see what he throws, and ahead in the count, behind in the count. Of course, goes the fastball when he's behind. Ahead goes that nasty slider, especially with a couple of strikes. But the rest of his pitches, curveball a little bit more when he's ahead in the count.
But he's good enough where he can do that behind in the count and say, all right, here's fastball.
That's right. And that's one thing Stephen Vogt said about the All-Star game when he saw the number of fastballs that he called and pitchers threw, and plus ones that the American League hitters tried to hit off of the National League hard-throwing pitchers. Basically realizing that the fastball is the best pitch. And
those are the best pitchers in baseball.
Exactly.
Maybe you learn something.
Exactly. We talk about the speed of Billy Burns and how he changes infielders, outfielders, pitchers, catchers. Well, a good fastball will change a hitter, because if you throw mid to upper 90s, you have to gear up a little bit extra to try to hit that fastball. In the case of Chapman, you may swing at a pitch out of the strike zone because he's thrown 103. Well, there's a good slider there. He got Santana to swing over the pitch, and that was with 1 strike.
Exmo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. 1-2 pitch is tapped foul. Rolls up the first base line just a little bit.
Plouffe going to third base on the fly ball to right field by Suzuki, and of course the hard slider thrown by Sonny Gray. You not want to see him take away from throwing it hard to try to get the strikeout, but it is a pitch that bites hard and quickly into the dirt, and makes it hard for a catcher to try to block it. It's thrown so hard. But you don't want to hang it either.
Quick throw when diving back is Hicks. Santana hitting .225. He's a switch hitter. No homers, 20 RBI. Swing and a miss. He got him with a slider down and in. So the Twins strand a pair, and we're going to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Minnesota. On Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Pixels, in theaters on July 24th. Bottom of the second inning, 1-0 Minnesota. We might be Twins, but we're rooting for the A's. That's a good sign. Reddick, Butler, and Davis for the Athletics against Irvin Santana. Reddick with a little pop-up, shallow left center. Santana hustling out, and he gets there, and he makes the catch. So that's out number one. You know, Ray, I was thinking if you're the Twins, and you're certainly in a spot now where you got a chance to make the postseason. Whatever happened with Irvin Santana, certainly unfortunate, but you get him back, it's like making a trade. And he's a pretty good starting pitcher. You know, everybody's looking to trade for a starter, and you got one back right before the All-Star break.
Yeah, you're making your third start on July the 17th.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you'll be fresh, too.
Yep.
Santana's been around a long time, his 10th year, but he's got 119 wins and 100 losses. A's have seen him when he's at his best. Butler shoots from the right field. Torrey Hunter's there, and he makes the catch. So a hard hit ball, but right into the glove of Hunter.
Still go back to his early days, actually a rookie with the Angels, and I know I've said it, but I think it's something that established himself as a major league pitcher. That's because of his catcher, Benji Molina, who forced him to throw sliders in fastball counts. He got a lot of confidence on the slider, and it's a pitch that's really worked well for him throughout his career.
So 2 outs for Ike Davis. 248, 3 homers, 17 RBIs for Davis. Fastball a little bit off the plate. Good pitch there, down around the knees on the inside corner. The contract for Santana was a 4-year, $54 million deal, so he's going to be in Minnesota for a while. Remember, he was with the Angels for all those years, then traded to Kansas City after the 2011 season. Was with the Braves last year. So he's bounced around a little bit lately. The slider, which has always been a very good pitch for him. Opponent's average versus the slider by season. Now, of course, this year, again, this is just his 3rd start. But we've seen him mow through a lineup using that slider a lot.
He threw one that Ike Davis did not swing at, but a pitch that Kurt Suzuki knew with 2 strikes he needed to block, which he did. But it's kind of pitching backwards. He'll throw the fastball early, and then goes to the slider for his out pitch. Just shook off the fastball. The changeup shook off 2 fastballs and a slider.
And Davis reached for it. The changeup worked as he lofts one into shallow center. Hicks grabs it. 6 up, 6 down for Irvin Santana. On to the 3rd from the Coliseum. 1-0 Twins. turnaround. Big first half, 49-40 is their record, and they are the #1 wild card spot right now. Great at home, 31-16 is their record at home. They get the big hit when they need it. A couple of all-stars in Perkins and Dozier, so it has been a big turnaround for the Minnesota Twins. This is a team that in 2011 lost 99 games. In 2012, 96. 2013, 96. Last year, 92. So it's been a tough stretch for the Twins. They feel like they're starting to put together a pretty good ball club.
Tom Bernanke, the former Twin, won a World Championship in '87 before going to St. Louis. A hitting coach for Paul Molitor, was rehired, and he was telling me that whenever Ron Gardenhire was basically relieved of his duties, that everybody is kind of in limbo.
Line shot into the glove of Laurie, and Dozier's retired.
But Bernanke said that he played golf with Dozier and couldn't believe how far he could hit the golf ball. And he said, "How do you do that?" He said, "My legs." And he said, "Well, hitting's the same way, isn't it?" So he started using the lower part of the body, started hitting home runs, and Bernanke said that originally they wanted Dozier to be a slap hitter, use the whole field. Ron Gardenhire last year, basically he and Bernanke said, "Let him hit." And so, who are you? What kind of hitter are you? And so credit to Tom Bernanke, who is the hitting coach. He was rehired and brought back by Paul Molitor. And how about as a job as a coach, you're let go and you have to wait till the new manager's hired to see if you're going to be rehired?
Yeah, that's not a lot of fun.
It was a long wait for him.
Simeon throws, and Davis digs it out. So 2 outs here in the third.
Marcus Semien, a couple of ground balls, and this one a lot of time, so it took a little extra time. Nice scoop by Ike Davis on the other side, so that's a good start for him. And a little backhand scoop by Davis into the glove, and so that's one that I owe you.
That's right.
No, it's just it's not that easy, and Marcus Semien's going to get better, and we're going to get a chance to watch him get better as his career progresses.
Joe Mauer grounded out to the shortstop in the first inning. Sliced foul. I think she's okay. One to Mauer, just a bit outside. He got it. He got the ball. Sogard scoops it up, and Sonny Gray is going to have a 3-up, 3-down inning, so he's retired 5 in a row. Brett Laurie's going to lead it off when we come back. The Twins leading 1-0. California is brought to you by Real Strong Redwood. Why Redwood? Visit realstrongredwood.com. 1-0 Twins lead, bottom of the third inning. Going to be Laurie, Sogard, and Simeon, as Irvin Santana has retired the first 6 he has faced in this game. Laurie hitting .282 with 8 home runs, 37 RBIs. Down around the knees, and that pitch has been a strike tonight, the low strike. The A's, with their record at 41-50, you can start tossing the numbers around. Obviously in the division they're 8.5 back. In the wild card they're 8 back. So that number's not a crazy number. Dozier, nice play, but knocks it down, can't pick it up clean. And he had it for a moment, and if he held on to it, he was going to throw out Laurie, but he could not hold on to it. So we'll see what the ruling is.
It should be an error, because at least the first hit, that's not a clean hit. And I think your description was perfect, that had he kept it in his glove, he went to his left and had it there. And it is an error 4. And I only say that because it got him in the heel of the glove, popped out. But typically in the first hit of the game, official score wants it to be clean. That was not. Maybe it can be changed later, see what happens. But
so E4, and the A's have a leadoff hitter. Plouffe, the third baseman, a couple steps in on the grass. Outfield shifted toward left center for Sogard. And he lofts this one in the air, very shallow left. It's Eddie Rosario who comes in. But as I was saying, Ray, so the 8 back, okay, it's not a huge number, but the problem is you also unfortunately have the worst record in the American League, so you have a lot of teams in front of you. So
Number 10, Marcus.
It's not out of the question for the A's to get in this thing, but it's going to take some work, and it needs to start soon. And we've been saying that for a little while, and they have been playing better baseball.
well, that's the key, to be 16 under 500, and then drop 7 off of that to get to 9 under, and really to get to the All-Star break and see that you're under double digits in games behind the first place team, which happens to be the Angels. And they're not going away. I mean, the Angels have the experience. They have a good ball club.
A little bit outside, 2-0. The A's will play 71 games in the second half of the season. 37 at home, 34 on the road. Just one more East Coast trip, right? Toronto and Baltimore.
Unfortunately, they're both in the same trip.
2-0 pitch. Little flare to center, and that'll be a hit. So Simeon gets the first hit of the game for the A's. He drops a soft single into center field. So 2 on and 1 out, and Billy Burns comes up.
Off the end of the bat, and pretty good location on the fastball by Santana, but the key here is not trying to pull the pitch that's outside. And Marcus Simeon, a couple of throws defensively, gets a first hit in the second half, and it's a good way to start. Clean shaven Marcus Simeon. You guys got the razors on during the All-Star break.
Burns grounded out to first in the first. Rolls that one foul.
Now, hard it must have been for him to take the first pitch of the game. No. Especially a fastball down the middle. Probably upset with himself. Took maybe the best pitch I'm going to see all night.
First pitch, swing percentage. pop-up. It's going to be playable for Kurt Suzuki, who fires the mask, and then coming in is Plouffe, who calls him off. Kurt said, I had it. I know this part.
And Suzuki almost threw his mask right into the oncoming Plouffe. You know, as a catcher, you find the ball, get rid of the mask. Watch Suzuki. Plouffe is coming down. He throws his mask right there, and here comes Plouffe. Oh, that would have been dangerous. Fortunately, it went to his right, but catcher knows that any time a corner infielder can get to the ball, he should take it, and he did it. And
so here's Vogt. Just need a 2-out hit. Changeup stays high. .359 the average for Stephen Vogt with runners in scoring position. And now it's 2-0. Vogt caught 3 innings in that All-Star game. 5th, the 6th, and the 7th.
3 different pitchers.
Be kind of fun, though.
Yeah. Kind of fun to try to catch them if you don't know what they're throwing. I mean, hitting against them and catching them, it is totally different.
2-0 pitch in for a strike, so a 2-0 changeup from Irvin Santana. Laurie at second, Semien at first. Knocked down by Ty Waller.
There's your slider again.
I think it's his go-to pitch.
Yeah, it's a much different slider than thrown by Sonny Gray. Sonny's goes down sharply as he struck out the last batter, Santana, to end the top of the inning. A hard slider.
Two pitches hit hard. Dozier backhands, and he's going to save a run. It'll be a hit for Vogt. So Dozier ranged far to his right. He was playing out on the grass, and he had to make sure he fielded it cleanly, and he did.
Well, this is a case where the shift actually hurt the A's. Otherwise, this is a base hit. The A's are going to score a run, but because Dozier's playing so deep into right field, he's able to range straight over, going to slide back into the ball. And you're exactly right, Guy, because Brett Lawrie aggressively going. He's watching Mike Gallego because he knows something's happening behind him. And that's a good reason to pick up your third base coach. You don't want to round it too aggressively.
So here is Zobrist. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The first pitch inside. Zobrist hit a line drive to the center fielder to end the first inning.
Counts as a hit with a runner in scoring position, but the A's don't score a run.
Yep. We've said that a few times.
Unfortunately.
Zobrist to the backstop. 1-1 the count. A's come in 5th in the American League in total run scoring. They've scored 390. They're 12th in home runs, 6th in stolen bases. They'll take a flare here. And that one's popped up. So an off-speed pitch is going to get it done for Santana. Mauer grabs it, and the A's leave them loaded. On to the 4th inning. And the Twins with a 1-0 lead over the Athletics. Coors Light. Some of the numbers for Sonny Gray this season. Opponent's batting average against, it's the lowest. Slugging, lowest. You can go on and on. He's at the best ERA, 5th in the league in innings pitched. He's 10th in the league in strikeouts, Ray. And as the season goes on, you get 2.5 months left, and you start looking around in the American League, you start to realize that Sonny Gray is a Cy Young candidate.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think there's any question that, I'm not saying he's necessarily the favorite. I'm saying he is a candidate. Dallas Keuchel and Felix Hernandez have 11 wins. Laurie backhands. He's got it. Throws in time. Sano's out.
And Laurie to his right, and of course a very strong arm, and showing it off after he makes a nice play, especially ranging to his right, knowing that Sano can run. And Laurie right over the top. Ike Davis, plenty of height to be able to make the play. Looked like the ball took off on him, kind of cutting in a sense away from Brett Laurie, but stayed with it. So, you know, the first batter, Dozier, I don't think pitchers need wake-up calls, but I think for Sonny Gray that was almost, oh really? Kind of upset him a little bit, because again, it's not like he knows Dozier is capable of hitting home runs. He's 19 coming into the game, so it gives up a home run on 2-2 fastball that's out of the strike zone. But with the exception of Plouffe getting the base hit, I mean, it's been a very well pitched game by Sonny Gray since then.
Now retired 6 in a row after the Hicks walk.
Remember his last start last Sunday, he had 16 ground ball outs in the shutout.
Long run for Reddick. Reddick, foul territory, wall. He crashes into the wall, and he caught it. Great play by Josh Reddick, right up against that side wall down the right field line.
And he knows this park as well as anybody, and that is a tough play with the ball slicing. He knows he's going to run out of room right there. Catches though, concentrates, hits the padded wall, and very quickly pointing out to everybody, got it. Just another great play by the Gold Glover. And boy, you have to know, it didn't go into a slide. Slide probably would have been more dangerous, because he would have banged his feet and his legs into the lower part of that padded area, maybe down to the concrete area.
It looked like he had just enough time to brace himself a little bit. So a very nice play by Reddick. So 2 away here in the top of the 4th inning. Eddie Rosario hit a fly ball to left field, his first at bat. Hit high and foul. But getting back to those American League pitchers, Keuchel and Hernandez have 11 wins, and Gray has 10. Keuchel pretty close behind Sonny Gray in the ERA. Keuchel leads the league in innings pitched. Chris Sale's having a great year. Sale doesn't have the win total. And that's a nasty pitch. And that's the 2nd strikeout for Sonny Gray. So he's retired 8 in a row. Bottom of the 4th coming up. Wins 1, 8-0. 1-0 Twins. Reddick, Butler, and Davis to hit against Irvin Santana here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Reddick popped out to the shortstop, his first at bat. Changeup for a strike.
Changeup for a strike, and also if a hitter swings at the changeup, a lot of times it could be an easy out. And sometimes also you don't know the velocity of a fastball, which Santana can run it up mid-90s and might look like a BP fastball. You'd be all over to hit a home run. So a lot of variances, a lot of things can't happen with the first pitch changeup.
Reddick get a good rip there. Hits it high and foul down the left field line.
90-mile-an-hour fastball, and I think one of the things that we're seeing already in this game, you're seeing hitters taking a fastball 2-1 and late, and that's what happens when you have a number of days off, and you like to rest the body, but you're also missing fastballs that you're really upsetting yourself that normally would be hitting. A's fans, this is your chance to meet All-Star catcher Stephen Vogt tomorrow. Stephen will be signing autographs at the Xfinity store at 4104 Grafton Street in Dublin. That's Dublin, California, from 11 a.m. to noon. Autographs are not guaranteed, so be sure to arrive early. So those folks watching this game back in Cleveland, and if you think it's Dublin, Ohio, Stephen Vogt would not be there at 11 o'clock. I clarify it because I did have somebody ask me that.
Butler goes after the first pitch. It's high in the air right center. And hits the center fielder, grabs it. So 2 quick outs here in the 4th inning for Irvin Santana. A's had the bases loaded in the 3rd, could not score.
Just heard a big yell from Billy Butler. You got to hear a lot of that until his timing gets back on track.
Well, plus Billy Butler has had a lot of success against Santana in his career. Davis hit a fly ball to center field in the 2nd. The Red Sox and the Angels are underway down in Anaheim. No score in the 4th inning. Miley for Boston. Wilson for the Angels. First place Angels. They have won 11 out of their last 14, so they're rolling along. And that's the start of a 10-game homestand for the Angels, so they're going to try to strengthen that lead they have. That's a shot to right. Torrey Hunter is right there, and he grabs it. So that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Santana, and we're moving to the 5th. Still 1-0 Twins. Camp Railroads, you'll never guess who wants to come out and play. And Roaring Camp, Thomas the Tank Engine and friends. That's who. So 1-0, the Twins lead. It is the top of the 5th inning. Hicks, Suzuki, and Santana. First pitch to Hicks is outside. Hicks walked in the 2nd inning. Twins had a couple of runners on and 1 out in that 2nd inning, but could not score. There's a shot. Davis grabs it. 1 out.
He almost jumped the ball, hit him in the chest. It's about a 3-inch jump. Come down. He went down. It's like he's going to have to jump way high and shut her down. Saved a double, maybe triple. Who knows? The speed of Hicks, but handled nicely by his first baseman.
So 1 away for Suzuki, who takes a strike at the knees with that low strike. 9 in a row retired by Sonny Gray, but trailing 1-0. And there it is again. Well, hitters may not like it, but it's been consistent.
Yeah. And a pitcher definitely wants it. And for a ground ball pitcher, he's going to go right back to it, even though it is another fastball.
And Suzuki waves at a pitch that was way outside for strikeout number 3 for Gray.
That's had some cut on it, and that's why Stephen Vogt was talking about with Sonny Gray. Watch Stephen with the pitch outside, watch having to reach for it.
Now batting, number 39.
And that was a fastball that he called. The pinky finger pointing to the right, which would have been a fastball away, but it had to cut on it that took it out of the strike zone, which, whether it was intended or not, handled nicely by Stephen Vogt. Fred Suzuki, though, tried to reach, could not.
Santana takes a rip at the first pitch, lines it into the seats foul. Santana struck out in the 2nd inning. He struck out with 2 on and 2 out. And now it's 0-2. So Sonny Gray just coming right at him with fastballs. Maybe trying to jam Santana.
Sonny Gray just trying to keep it at 1-run deficit until his offense can come back, and pitch count is good. 54 for number 54.
Again, a fastball in on Santana. This time he rolls it foul. So the count stays 0-2. It's 2 hits in the game for the Twins and 2 hits for the Athletics. Sogard charges, and that'll do it. So another 3-up, 3-down inning for Sonny Gray. He's retired 11 in a row, with the A's trailing 1-0. Stars everywhere July 24th. A's trying to get something going, trailing 1-0, bottom of the 5th inning. Laurie to lead it off. Breaking ball in for a strike to Laurie, who reached on an error leading off the 3rd inning. That's when the A's loaded the bases but could not score. Santana does not have a strikeout.
Well, one of the things he does have, he's got 3, 6, 9, 11 fly ball outs, which is a pretty good indication that the fastballs that he's throwing, hitters just aren't not getting out in front. And there's another one just a little bit late. And that typically is a pitcher who is able to throw a good fastball, back off a little bit, take a little bit off the pitch, which he's throwing a lot of sliders. But it's the fastball usually that hitters are a little bit late with their swing and get easy pop-ups.
Santana with a nice play on a broken bat from Laurie. 1 out. There's your fly ball outs, right?
Yeah. And he'll take those fly balls and a couple of ground ball outs. Don't worry about the strikeouts.
There's been a couple of line drive outs, but all in all, pitching extremely well. And 1 away for Sogard. First pitch in, first strike.
Thinking of Dick Bremer's comments. Dick Bremer working with Jack Morris, telecast from Minnesota Twins. Morris was telling him that whenever he pitched here, he would just throw a fastball and just let guys hit it as far as they could because the air, and they figured it's not going to carry that far. And Dick had the thought that maybe the center field structure changed that. I said, nope, it's called heavy air, and it makes a huge difference in nighttime. Daytime, as we have noted, it's a little bit different, but that's the mentality of a pitcher pitching in this ballpark. It's just say, here, hit it. Try to hit it as far as you can, and it's just not going to carry that. The line drive that Dozier hit leading off the game was a line drive. Nothing's going to affect them.
3-1 now to Sogard. And he's done that. Yep. 2.12 ERA here at the Coliseum. And strike call, 3-2.
Like the similar pitch that was called a ball to make it 3-1.
Sogard hits it hard, left center field. Hicks goes back, and he makes the catch. He hesitated just a moment, but he hustled back, made a nice catch.
Well, here's the favorite one we've been waiting for. Send your favorite A's players home again and again with the Mike Gagel Windmill Wind-Up Toy presented by Advantel Networks. Advantel Networks on Sunday, August the 2nd, 15,000 fans will receive first of its kind giveaway of the A's third base coach when the A's take on the Cleveland Indians in a Sunday matinee. Get your tickets today at athletics.com or by calling 877-493-BALL. The wind-up. The windmill, the gags.
So 0-1 to Simeon, who had a broken bat single in the 3rd. On the ground to Santana, his first action of the night on a ground ball. He takes care of it. 7 in a row retired by Irvin Santana. So we're through 5, and it's 1-0 Twins. Selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to CSN Data Strong fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Tonight's fan photo comes from Ulysses Chavez from Modesto. That is Ezekiel, who's looking good. Ezekiel's probably watching the game right now between naps. He looks like he's at that age where naps are pretty darn important.
Pretty important our age.
I was going to say.
Sounds pretty good.
Nothing wrong with a good nap. 11 in a row retired by Sonny Gray.
Well, just a little over a 2 ERA coming into the game, so the Twins have the 1, and Sonny Gray is trying to prevent the second one from coming out.
Dozier with the home run leading off the game. It was his 20th of the year. Say the Twins made a good move, Ray, when they signed Dozier right at the end of spring training to a 4-year contract extension. He's living up to a 4-year, $20 million deal, and first year of that deal, he's an all-star. So I would say Brian Dozier at $5 million a year average. That's a pretty good deal.
Still think the biggest plus in that, of course, from the Twins standpoint, signing him for that type of a contract, but also the production as a second baseman. Question whether they will move him down in the order or just leave him right where he is and let him hit home runs, get on base.
Dozier, 28 years old, so right in the heart of his career as he gets the leadoff walk.
There's nobody will ever have the speed of Ricky Henderson. Because Ricky, if he didn't hit a home run, you walked him, that's a double, just because of his ability to steal bases.
Dozier can steal. He's got 9. He's been thrown out 3 times.
Don't worry about the hit and run here with Torrey Hunter. Handles the bat very well. With the Angels, put himself in the 2nd spot of the batting order and kind of changed his approach. Also moved from center field to the corner for Mike Trout. Really helped Trout along. Of course, goes back to his hometown, or at least the team that he grew up with, Minnesota Twins, playing right field.
And that pitch is low. Torrey Hunter has hit a fly ball to right field, and he is grounded to short.
Also remember a big home run he hit down the left field line at Target Field when the A's were back there in May. One trip to Minneapolis, one trip to Oakland for the Twins, and that's it.
Yeah, that series, which was in early May, the A's lost 3 out of 4. Seems like a long time ago. I barely remember going to Minnesota this year. What did we do?
Lost 3 out of 4. Won it 2-1. Yeah, I think it was a 1-run game.
I think the Twins won games 3 and 4.
Yeah, 13-0 in the 3rd game. Been able to play 4 games without a rainout. Although it rained a little bit, I think, the final day.
Two 2-0 to Hunter. Sweet. Has chased down our fastball.
Well, that's aggressiveness of Torrey Hunter. And he was guessing fastball. He got it, but way out of the strike zone, and he had already committed to swing at the pitch almost regardless of the location, and that helped Sonny Gray get a strike. Should have been 3-0.
Low again, 3-1. Sonny Gray with 1 walk and 3 strikeouts so far in 65 pitches.
He's swinging like that 2-0. What do you think he's going to do? 3-1.
Bounces it in the hole. Simeon cannot quite get it, and it's in the left field. It sounded like he hit it off the end of his bat a little bit, but good enough for a base hit. So the Twins have something going here in the 6th inning. 2 on and nobody out.
And it found the hole between 3rd and short, and you might be wondering, why did Marcus Simeon, why didn't he dive for this ball? If he dives, all he's going to do is maybe catch the ball. He's got no chance to throw anybody out. So he's trying to catch the ball, keep his balance, and then maybe throw back across his body for second to get the lead runner. Sometimes you dive for a ball, other times try to keep on your feet. That time he was trying, could not do it.
So here's Mauer, and he takes first pitch in for a strike. Mauer, and then Miguel Sano, a big right-handed hitter, and Trevor Plouffe, those are the next three hitters. So a jam for Sonny Gray.
A ground ball to shortstop, ground ball to second. Either one right now could get the A's 2 quick outs.
Mauer swings and misses. He was late, 94 miles an hour. Late on a pitch that was actually down around the knees.
Well, Mauer waits a long time, and that's why he hits a lot of balls the opposite field. Even though Michael Simeon playing him very close to second base. Hit a lot of home runs at the Metrodome to the opposite field. Target feels much different though.
Hitter blocked nicely by Vogt.
That's the hard slider trying to get Mauer to swing. Vogt blocks it nicely, and that is a very good block. And talk about smothering a ball. That was perfect execution by Stephen Vogt.
So Dozier at second, he walked. Hunter at first, he singled. Mauer rolls it foul. Just out of the reach of those fans down the front in the front row. There's Sano. Double look. Sonny Gray. Another roller foul. In under the hands of Joe Mauer. Mauer has grounded out twice.
Another pretty good slider, though. It was up a little bit, but breaking inside to the left-hander.
See the positioning, outfield a little bit toward left center, not a lot. Take there by Mauer.
A lot of good hitters can recognize the spin, and Joe Mauer, of course, scouting report would show that Sonny Gray likes to throw the slider for a strikeout. That's why maybe Sonny had told us last weekend that he's using the fastball a little bit more when he's trying to get strikeouts. Fourth and fifth were great. Actually, third, fourth, and fifth. There's 9, 8, and 9 for Sonny Gray. A lot left in the tank, especially after the complete game last Sunday. Minimal amount of pitches.
2-2 pitch, fisted down the left field line, foul. So good battle here. Just an all-star against a former all-star. Joe Mauer checking to see if that was a good pitch or not. Home for Sonny Gray. So in a game that looks like runs are going to be at a premium, this is becoming a very important inning for Sonny Gray. And Mauer went around. Yes, he did, says Tom Hallion. Wants a check, doesn't get it.
Well, after the home plate umpire makes the call, no check is possible. And this is Tom Hallion making the call. He thought Mauer went far enough or too far. And he watched the bat hit. He pointed. Let's see what it looks like. And actually made a good call because that bat went through the zone enough for it to be called by the third base umpire or the home plate umpire. Happened to be Tom Hallion. See, that's a call third strike. Actually a swing. So he doesn't give that emphatic call, I guess, because it was a swing.
Here's Sano, who has grounded out twice. Lots of power from this young man. Let's see the power swing. Sano is just 22 years old from the Dominican Republic. He didn't play last year at all because of Tommy John surgery on his elbow. Takes a fastball right there, strike 2 call.
Twins had another pretty good DH many years ago. Played first base. His name was David Ortiz. They let him go for nothing. What a career he has had. That's a little bit of a quick pitch, and it froze the big man.
And he went around. No.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. What are you looking at?
Oh, it looked like he swung.
Wow. I think you're going to see. Watch a little loop in this swing. Well, that's as much really as Joe Mauer. If you're looking at the bat hit there, it looked like he swung a lot more than the side angle, but it was not called by Dan Bellino.
Another close pitch, close swing. He does not go, so he's able to check his swing twice. It's 2-2.
That's why Mauer wanted to check on the corners. More favorable call. This one definitely one. It did not go because the arms, every part of his body went forward except the bat.
Two pitch, fastball foul back. Another good battle. Hard working inning for Sonny Gray. So he's thrown 23 pitches, and really you walk the first guy. So a good share of your pitches this inning are high stress pitches.
3-1 to Hunter, base hit. 8 pitches to Mauer before striking him out on the check swing, and 6th pitch coming up in this at bat.
So the count even, 2-2. Trevor Plouffe is your on deck hitter. Good take by Sano, and it's 3-2. Now that's not an easy pitch to lay off.
Brett Laurie checking over to second base to see what maybe Dozier's going to be doing. Is Plouffe waiting? 3-2 count with the. Where'd they be going?
And he missed outside. So Sano, pretty good at bat by the young man. So bases loaded, 1 out for Plouffe. So Kurt Young will visit his young all-star pitcher. Game just went final, Ray, down in Houston. The Astros beat the Rangers 3-2. And McHugh got his 10th win.
Big win for the Astros, big loss for the Rangers when you're going head to head.
And they're both trying to get back on track. Astros break a 6-game losing streak. The Rangers, with that loss, they have lost 8 out of 9. Martin Perez started that game for the Rangers, his first start since Tommy John surgery last year, so the Rangers probably thrilled to get him back.
Yeah, but they're reverting to the form that they had when they really struggled. Josh Hamilton came back. Is he back still? Because he came back and then went back off.
Yeah, not quite sure. Here's Plouffe. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner.
Getting ahead is not a problem for Sonny Gray. That's the third consecutive batter. He's starting with a strike. He did strike out Joe Mauer, but start Sano off with a 0-2 count. Ended up walking him. He's playing for double play to try to get out in the inning.
Tapped slowly up the first base line, just foul. Davis picks it up right near the bag.
Now that's the kind of ball you want to go foul. If you want a ground ball, you want to hit hard so they can get two. They're not going to get two with that one.
So Gray ahead in the count, 0-2 to Plouffe, who has singled. And then did a fly ball to right that Reddick made a nice play on in foul territory. Dozier, Hunter, Sano are your runners. 1-2 pitch, rolled foul to the end of the A's dugout, then up into the crowd.
For Sonny Gray, it's fortunate that he threw so few pitches in the last 3 innings, because he's more than making up for it in this half.
High in the air to left. Zobrist is back in front of the wall, and it is gone. That's a grand slam for Trevor Plouffe, and the Twins lead 5-0.
A hanger. That is the true definition of a hanger. And Plouffe actually, he stood at home plate like he figured he had got more than enough, although it barely made it. It was an 0-2 hanging breaking ball, and that's a huge blow. Look where this ball stays up. Really the same height almost that Dozier hit it. That's a curveball, and it stayed up. And Trevor Plouffe, I mean, the way he stood at home plate, he understood there thinking it's definitely a sac fly, which it was going to be. But almost he thought it's going to be an easy grand slam, but this is the Coliseum. So 2 walks in the inning definitely have hurt.
Rosario goes after the first pitch and drops one into center field for a hit. So a leadoff homer by Dozier and a grand slam by Plouffe.
Number 32.
Dan Otero's going to get loose. Back in the big leagues. So the pitch count now at 86 for Gray. Still only 1 out here in the 6th inning. You're just not used to Sonny Gray giving up home runs. It's the first time he's given up more than 1 in any start. He's only given up 7 now on the year. In for a strike to Aaron Hicks. So 2 walks and 3 hits in this inning. Hicks is a switch hitter, batting left-handed, and takes low 1-1. It's got to be tough for a pitcher to. You're so disappointed, and still got to hold your concentration, get out, get your team back in the dugout. Well, that's got to be tough to do. One swing of the bat, a 1-0 game becomes 5-0. Runner goes, throw to second base is not in time. So Rosario, who's a very fast runner, gets a stolen base.
And there's your concentration you talked about, because Stephen Vogt hurried his throw, and pretty good job by Rosario looking back, so it might have been a hit and run, stealing it all the way. If you look at the home runs given up by Sonny Gray, this is of the 7 that he's given up. Only Chris Carter of the Astros, the right-hander, hit a home run. The other 4 had been by left-handers, 2 by Moreland, Ackley, and McCann.
Good breaking ball, and 2-2 is the count to Aaron Hicks. I would say that last slide by Eddie Rosario is not one that you would put in the baseball manual. Maybe how to hurt your ankle. Let's check out this slide. Now you want to just go that lead foot straight in. That's got injury waiting to happen. And if Semien holds the tag, he may have had a small opportunity to get it out.
Unfortunately, it's a short hop, so you're concerned about catching the ball. If it's on the bag, then he could hold the tag. Unfortunately, that was not the case.
I think it's, and you see some infielders do it now more and more, holding that tag, but the quick swipe tag, that's what you've been doing your whole career, so it's an adjustment. Doesn't seem like it would be a big deal. Kurt Suzuki waits in the on-deck circle. 3-2 the count to Hicks. Sogard charges. He's got it. So 2 outs now with Rosario at third.
I think the disappointing thing tonight, and Sonny Gray's got to be thinking back to last Sunday when he had 16 ground ball outs, and in a time when he's looking for a ground ball to get a double play, hangs a breaking ball, gives up a grand slam.
37 pitches in this inning. So here's Suzuki. Curveball is hit high in the air left center. Hit pretty well, but room for Burns, who gets back there. He's got it side retired. A grand slam by Trevor Plouffe. So major damage done by the Twins. They now lead 5-0 after 5.5.
High fastball, Brian Dozier, the all-star, his first at-bat, second half, solo home run. Then Trevor Plouffe. Couple of walks in the inning and a hanging curveball, 0-2 pitch, and Plouffe put the dagger in. And for Irvin Santana, pitching very well against the Athletics, 27th start career against the A's, and he's pitching well in this his 27th of the career, but only the 3rd of the season. That's the difference. 5-0. Only 2 hits for the Athletics. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800. Pick AT&T, mobilizing your world.
Still there. There was also a fork sitting right next to it. Really, there was a fork sitting right next to it. I don't know how the fork got there, but we know how the baseball got there, unfortunately. There it is. Yeah, it's sitting there. I have a feeling it's been there a while. And a quick throw to Santana, and they just got him. Joe Mauer flipped it to Santana, maybe a touch late. Burns hustling down the line.
I think Joe Mauer thought about taking the ball himself. He started to the bag and realized, oops, this is Billy Burns. I better feed it. And Santana, the pitchers, and of course the Twins out early today working on PFPs, pitcher fundamental practice. I don't know if it's Santana who started the game, but he played that one perfectly. Caught the ball, ran up the line, although Billy Burns in his head first slide. And Burns almost got stepped on.
First pitch to Vogt. Strike. A fly ball to right and a single for Vogt. Slaps that one down the left field line, but it's just fine. So 0-2 to Vogt. 8 in a row retired by Irvin Santana. He's locked in right now. Broken bat, soft line drive. Mauer, short hop. Wrestles with it and gets the out. So 2 outs here in the 6th inning.
Now batting left fielder, 18, Van
And Zobrist will hit for the 3rd time. And he's they've had 1 real inning, and that was the 3rd when they had the bases loaded. Could not score. Otero throwing in the bullpen, so it looks like Sonny Gray's night is over. Zobrist takes a fastball at 89 miles an hour, just a little bit outside. Santana working the bottom of the strike zone, which has been a good spot for a pitcher tonight.
And unfortunately got Sonny Gray in trouble because he tried to pitch down on the lower part of the strike zone, and 2 walks in the top of the inning ended up hurting.
Well, Zobrist with a 2-out single. That breaks the stretch of 9 consecutive A's hitters retired.
Good job of hitting, solidly going the opposite field.
So 3 hits now for the Athletics. And this Reddick will hit. Reddick has popped to short and flied to right. Just a little bit low.
They just need to find a way just to get on the board, get a run.
There's that low strike, 1-1.
Yeah, the offense last Sunday was Stephen Vogt. Drove in both runs in support of Sonny Gray's shutout pitching.
He's 5th in the American League in runs scored. Bounce toward Dozier. Side retired. So a hit and a runner left, and we're headed to the 7th inning, and it's the Twins with a 5-0 lead. Best rookie Billy Butler. Best rookie pitcher Kendall Graveman. Comeback player Josh Reddick. By that one. And pretty easy choice for the Cy Young for the A's in the first half. That was Sonny Gray. We'll give the MVP vote. Last, certainly not least, to Stephen Vogt. This is a strange first half, though, Ray, because the A's scored a lot of runs. Their starting pitching was terrific, but when we've talked about it a lot. Struggles by the defense in the bullpen has obviously hurt them, but I think all of us would have felt like maybe it's a little bit better of a team than 41-50, but that is still your record.
And to 9 games under 500, unless they have a big comeback tonight, you're going to go back to double figures, and just need to start playing and play consistently good baseball. You can't, win 2, lose 2. He's got to pretty much put a long winning streak together.
Well, that's kind of where the A's are at. You're right. You can't really settle for 3-3 homestands anymore. And you really cannot have any type of losing streak. 1-2 to Danny Santana, who's 0 for 2. And he chases a high fastball from Otero.
I give Dan Otero a lot of credit going to Nashville, and I'm sure disappointing for anybody who has experienced success at this level to go back to AAA. But as he said, when he showed up in Cleveland for the one day, he worked hard to get back, and that's what you have to do. This is a great life, the only place to play. But you have to work hard to stay here, and he just had a couple of bumps in the road, but went down, corrected it. He's back, and a very important member of this A's bullpen if he can pitch like he did last year, because he pitched very well.
Yeah, he won 8 games last year. ERA of 2.28. He pitched in 72 games.
And it wasn't complacency. It's just an ongoing struggles of a bullpen, and kind of got caught up in the middle of it. But it's pitched well, and David Forst, assistant general manager, said it best. Some guys go down and work hard to come back. Other guys don't make adjustments. And Dan Otero definitely did his part to have success to get back. This is great two-seamer, starts outside, comes back over the corner, and that's a textbook pitch for Dan Otero. That and the slider going away. Watch some of the hitters, but I think Santana proved it, that you see that nice, easy delivery, and all of a sudden the fastball's on top of the hitter quickly, and probably a little bit harder than they anticipate.
One and 2 to Dozier. Homer, a line out and a walk. Scored twice. Good breaking ball, and back-to-back strikeouts for Dan Otero.
It's a good slider going away. He brought the two-seamer back, and then the slider sharply away, and Dozier went after it and off the plate. There's your chase slider. That's one that's out of the strike zone. He chased it, too close to take from a hitter standpoint, and Dan Otero with a good slider getting the strikeout. That pitch was not going to have any contact.
So 2 outs. Torrey Hunter with the little flare that's going to drop for a hit. Torrey Hunter is 2 for 4. Torrey Hunter keeps racking up the hits.
Good fastball. This is the time when you make a good pitch, and hitter strong enough got it out of his kitchen into left field. Was not hit that hard, but still a base hit.
Looking at Torrey Hunter's career hits. 2,407 career hits now for Torrey Hunter. Does it look like he's really slowing down a whole lot?
Well, and I'm sure Paul Molitor, when Torrey Hunter signed in the offseason to go back home and played well for the Angels, played well for the Tigers, Paul Molitor, to get a veteran who's not that much younger than Paul Molitor. But a veteran that can be a leader of the clubhouse, which takes a lot of pressure off of a manager, whether it's the first year as Molitor is or been around for a long time, because Torrey Hunter can help the clubhouse. Not to mention production on the field.
a birthday coming up tomorrow.
22.
40.
Playing like he's 22.
You look at his career numbers, and he's extremely consistent.
He won 9 Gold Gloves playing center field. That says a lot about your defense.
There's a base hit, right center field. Torrey Hunter will make the turn, and he's going to head for third. So the Twins will have first and third, 2 outs. Joe Mauer gets his first hit.
Another 2-strike hit, and it's been a big blow for the A's tonight. The 2 home runs have come on 2-strike pitches, and now this base hit sending Torrey Hunter to third.
So Abad starts to get loose as Miguel Sano steps up. Sano has grounded out twice, and then he walked and scored on the grand slam in the 6th. The crowd tonight over 23,000, but they have not had a whole lot to cheer about. Outside corner, good pitch by Otero.
Maybe the biggest at bat last inning, Pat. The fact that this is the same count. This man was to the plate, ended up walking before Kloof hit the grand slam.
Tries to hold up, and he went around. So a fastball running in on Sano. So Otero gives up a couple hits, but strikes out 3. 7th inning stretch coming up. It's the Twins 5 and the A's nothing. Santana back to work. He has kept the A's in check for the first 6 innings. Faces Butler, Davis, and Laurie. The first pitch is ripped foul. Make that the second pitch. The 1-1 to count. Butler is lined out and hit a fly ball to center field. Good breaking ball, and now it's 1-2. 3 singles is what the A's have. They've also had a base runner reach on an error, so 4 base runners total. Bauer has it, and he throws, and Santana got his foot on the bag. Joe Mauer was well over halfway to second base when he made that play.
And Brian Dozier reminding him, I'm here in case you don't want to range that far. And that was some range, at least positioning by Joe Mauer, and just barely getting his heel and then put his foot up on top of the bag. So Santana doing his job, getting over it and reaching back. That's a pretty good throw by Mauer, considering he threw from his knees.
Right up the middle, but right there is Santana, and he throws to first, 2 outs. Hey, let's check out tomorrow's pitching probables. It's brought to you by Chevron, Phil Hughes, and Scott Kazmir. Hughes has won 8 games this year. Kazmir 5-5 with a very good 2.49 ERA. So a couple of veterans, Hughes and Kazmir. Twins have Ricky Nolasco on the disabled list. So they're pitching without one of their veteran starters. The word on Jesse Hahn is he was checked out by doctors today. It looks like he's going to shut it down for about a month. So he is not going to throw for a month. So do not know when the A's will get Jesse Hahn back. Oh, he's got a hit. So a 2-out single.
Hanger still staying with the slider, and Jesse Hahn, there he is in between Canna and Pat Venditti, who actually threw yesterday, the ambidextrous pitcher. So Sean Doolittle. There's some DL guys there, man. It's a whole clump of DLs.
So Kazmir will pitch tomorrow. And then Jesse Chavez on Sunday. Drive toward left center, but Hicks is there. He reaches up, makes the catch. Hitting a runner left. We're moving to the 8th inning. Still 5-0 Minnesota.
Bobblehead. It will be dressed in an A's jersey wearing elephant ears tomorrow. 15,000 fans can pick up, and if you want, you can hug the Hello Kitty bobblehead. Visit athletics.com/tickets today.
I will.
You gonna hug it?
I'm going to take it home. I know somebody at home that's going to hug it.
Probably not you.
It's probably not going to be me.
No, I wouldn't. I don't think that would be something we're going to do.
Maybe.
I'm not going to.
I may.
Put on your mustache, socks, and Hello Kitty bobblehead.
Today's Hello Kitty bobblehead. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog expert. So Abad comes in. He will face Plouffe, Rosario, and Hicks here in the top of the 8th inning. So Dan Otero goes in inning, gives up a couple of hits, but strikes out 3. The first pitch to Plouffe is a bit outside. Plouffe with the grand slam in the 6th inning. Obviously the big hit in the game. Getting into 50 RBIs.
With Sonny Gray departing after 6 innings, Bob Melvin, Kurt Young get at least a chance for a few relievers to get some work. Otero, Abad, and I think somebody else in the 9th inning. Get some work, trying to put zeros up and see if the A's can come back.
So Laurie takes care of Plouffe for the first out here in the 8th inning.
Now pitching for the Athletics, number 56.
That Red Sox-Angels game is scoreless in the 8th inning. Wade Miley had a no-hitter through 6 innings for the Red Sox.
Number 20, Eddie Rosario.
And Cole Calhoun got a hit, but nobody has been able to break through in the run column just yet.
Oh, Miley had a great game. It's probably his best of the year against the A's.
Yeah. All in all, he has pitched just okay for the Red Sox. Rosario's fast. Davis missed the tag. Rosario gets to first, and he's called safe. Not called for running out of the baseline, and it's going to be a hit for Rosario. Bob Melvin seeing exactly what's going on.
He definitely went out of the running path, if you will. Not that that means anything, and you could say that Ike Davis went after him and forced him to go that direction. But that's a no-win for first baseman. That kind of speed going around a first baseman.
So an infield hit. Rosario is 2 for 4. And that'll bring up Hicks, who swings around hit from the right side. The Yankees beat the Mariners tonight in New York 4-3. Alex Rodriguez hit a home run in the 7th inning that gave the Yankees the lead, and they held on to win it. So the Mariners are now 41-49. So their struggles continue. And Rodriguez now starts to loosen up in the A's bullpen.
The happiest guy back for the Mariners might be Dave Sims, our broadcaster on the TV side, as he lives in New York. Went back to New York for the 4-day break and start the second half in New York.
I bet he saw that as soon as he saw the Mariners
he
schedule.
did exactly what he said. Saw him recently when the Mariners were in town. He had it already planned, like you said, probably last winter.
High pop-up. It will reach the seats. The team the Twins are chasing, the Kansas City Royals, split a doubleheader today in Chicago. The Royals won the first game 4-2. And then the White Sox came back in the second game and shut out Kansas City 2-0.
That is a strange way to start a second half, isn't it?
Doubleheader in Chicago.
Doubleheader on the Friday after a 4-day All-Star break.
Bad weather earlier in the year in Chicago. So the Twins, if they were to get a win tonight, could pick up a half a game on the first place record. Two the count to Hicks with Kurt Suzuki waiting in the on-deck circle. As we mentioned, the Astros beat the Rangers 3-2. The attendance in Houston tonight, Ray, 36,904.
That's good.
Too shabby.
Look how many more they'll draw when Towles Hill's removed. So it's going to make a lot of people happy, especially outfield.
Yep. Pitch is hit in the air, right center. Burns back. And Burns reaches up, makes the catch. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. And that'll bring up Suzuki. Tigers beat the Orioles 7-3.
Number 8.
So Detroit gets back up over the 500 mark. J.D. Martinez, his 26th home run of the year.
It's amazing.
It is.
Amazing story. Where would the Astros be if he was still there? They released it. Where would the Tigers be without him with Miguel Cabrera on the disabled list?
First pitch to Suzuki is called a strike. Mentioned that Yankees win. The Yankees now have a 4.5-game lead in the AL East. They're actually starting to stretch it out a little bit anyways.
Well, the guy you mentioned at the home run tonight has been the difference for them. Alex Rodriguez. What a story from spring training, and it continues to hit well.
Foul back. Good swing by Suzuki. What's happening is everybody else is struggling in the East right now except the Yankees. So they've been able to stretch out their lead a little bit. First pitch, 1-2 pitch, excuse me, is outside. Suzuki, a fly ball to right, strikeout, the fly ball to center. Shoots that one foul.
As many signs as Stephen Vogt put down, and you almost get the point, say throw what you want. I put down all the fingers I know of pitches you have, and he kept shaking, but Stephen Vogt, a very nice 3 innings of catching in Cincinnati in his first All-Star game.
And 2-2 pitch is high, throw to second base, and they get Rosario as Vogt throws out Rosario trying to steal second base. So that's how the top of the 8th comes to an end. We're going to the bottom of the 8th, so 5-0 Twins. All right, here's tonight's game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. home runs by the Twins. A leadoff home run by Dozier, and then in the 6th inning, Trevor Plouffe with a grand slam. So 5-8-1 for Minnesota, 0-4-0 for the Athletics. Sonny Gray gives up all 5 runs in 6 innings. So bottom of the 8th inning. He's running out of time as Irvin Santana has been terrific. Simeon, Burns, and Vogt. And the first pitch is a strike. I would say, Ray, it's been a pitcher strike zone, but not a bad strike zone. I think Santana's taken advantage of it.
And between he and Suzuki, what they're doing right now with a 5-0 lead, they're pitching as if it's a 1-run game, which it was before Plouffe hit the grand slam. Slider, back to back, and that was a pitch count. There's no reason, even though the pin's starting to get loose now, but that was just his 3rd start after serving his 81-game suspension. Captain, I think your point about being well rested, and he wasn't on the disabled list. He was just suspended, which allowed him to work out, stay strong, just serve the 81 games. Kane is the right-hander. The guy who's watching him is everyday Eddie Guardado.
He probably wants to start loosening up.
Yeah. Originally out of Stockton, California. Now living down in Southern California.
So that is the first strikeout of the night for Irvin Santana, and it comes on Marcus Simeon. We got a bachelorette party at the ball game tonight. And the young lady right in the front with the A's hat on is the future Miss Brody Brazil. That's Amanda Blackwell. And we're told it's a bachelorette weekend, with the first leg of the weekend being let's go to the A's game. So we probably should have a little chat with Amanda about Brody Brazil, but she's made her decision, Ray.
That's why he was so negative on the A's 3-game lineup, right?
He's not happy about the bachelorette weekend.
I mean,
that's good stuff.
Congratulations to Brody.
And there is a base hit to center field. So Burns gets his first hit. Hit number 5 now for the Athletics. They need to string a bunch together.
Guess what? Slider got in on the hands, but figure you swing enough, and Billy Burns has done that. He's 0 for 3 before this at bat, so good opposite field hit by Billy Burns, gets him on base.
So here's Vogt, who takes a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Vogt may not have been in agreement with that call, as he has a few words for Tom Hallion. Drops low. So 1-1 the count. Vogt 1 for 3 with a single, a ground out, and a fly out. 95 pitches now for Irvin Santana. Good ratio, so he's been good tonight. With a good lead. Vogt now behind in the count, 1-2.
It's like he knew the changeup was coming, stayed back, but just fouled it back, and the timing off just enough tonight for the A's hitters. Santana 12 fly ball outs the first 5 innings, yet from the 6th inning, all of a sudden the ground ball pitcher, he had 5 ground ball outs in the 6th and 7th.
Close pitch, and now it's 2-2. Santana tried to shave the inside corner. Wilbers to hit next. crowd is just dying to cheer for something.
And they're not cheering the throwovers by Santana, yelling that you have a 5-run lead. Where do you think he's going? Well, he may run anyway. Well, in the outfield, something Taiwan put up his arms.
With a big lead. And timeout was called. It's kind of strange. Pitch was thrown anyways. Everybody's trying to get on the same page here.
Stephen Vogt put his left hand up, called for time, and put his hand back on just in case he didn't get it. But he was granted time.
Right at Rosario, and got quickly back in. So Vogt hit it right on the nose. So pretty good at bat. That's the way it's gone for Irvin Santana.
Now batting left fielder, number 18, Dan Zobrist.
And sometimes if you're working on a shutout, you're going to get some atom balls, and he's had a few tonight. My unofficial scorecard, Ray, has 4 line drive outs. Yeah, for whatever that means.
It's called hit it hard, but hang with it. Unfortunately. Please don't say anything to me when I get back to the dugout when I hit the ball hard and made it out.
Burns runs, throw to second base, not nearly in time. And Billy Burns has a stolen base.
And if Santana had looked twice, they'd have picked him off, and because Billy Burns, he's looking back. Zobrist isn't going to do anything. He's going to let you steal, and see if you got a breaking ball on top of it. So base hit again. He has have a chance to get on the board, but the bases loaded in the 3rd inning. That was a big inning when they could not come up with a big hit.
A good slider there. Tight slider, drops on the inside corner. So 1-1 the count. Zobrist has one of those lineouts. He lined out to center in the very first inning. He's also fouled out to first and single. Just a little bit low. Red Sox and the Angels in the 9th, 0-0. And now 3-1. Reddick to follow.
And he's pitching to Ben Zobrist like he's pitching for a shutout.
Well, if he doesn't get Ben Zobrist, he's probably out of the game.
Throw him a 2-1 changeup.
And he missed inside, the ball to the backstop. So Zobrist will walk. Burns will go to third. And at 103 pitches, Santana wants to stay in. Paul Molitor making the decision.
Now batting right fielder, number 22, Josh Reddick.
He's looking down there. He wants Dunsing, the left-hander. So you could sort of see this move coming. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune Up, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Lefty on lefty when we come back.
Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
So 2 on, 2 out for the A's, trying to get on the board here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Irvin Santana, who pitched extremely well tonight. 7 2/3 innings, just 1 walk, 1 strikeout. And now Brian Dunsing comes in the lefty, and Reddick spot to hit. They're going to pinch hit for Reddick with Smolinski, who takes a first pitch strike. So Smolinski hitting for Reddick. Dunsing, veteran left-hander, one of 3 lefties down in that bullpen for the Twins. Ryan O'Rourke, and of course Glenn Perkins, the closer, is a lefty. A little bit low.
Just a reminder, I think Mr. Perkins is perfect.
He is perfect.
An all-star year for him, although not a save situation. Jake Smolinski trying to get the A's on the board. This is his season.
Pitch, line towards center. Hicks coming in. He makes the catch. Side retired. So the A's get a hit and a walk, but no runs as they strand a couple. And we're going to the ninth. 5-0 Twins. The A-team, our 4 broadcasters, Vince Catrone, Ray Fosse, Ken Cork, myself, will get together, have an unscripted roundtable discussion about tonight's game. It's only on A's Post Game Live and 95.7 The Game, and it's coming up after the game. So, as we do every Friday night home game, we'll talk about tonight's contest. Right now, not a lot to talk about.
Well, I think, speaking of Friday night A-team, we need a victory because the other 3 haven't.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had something to talk about.
Because the other one's been fireworks games. All we've been able to do is watch people get ready for fireworks. But we may have a surprise on the A-team tonight. A special guest.
Yeah. We'll see. First pitch to Suzuki is the strike on the outside corner from Fernando Rodriguez. His 4th pitcher of the night for the A's. Abad goes 1 inning, gives up a hit, nothing else. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. So 26 games for Rodriguez. Smolinski stays in the game in right field. Twins bullpen is quiet right now. And it could be that Dunsing will stay out there and try to finish it up. Curve hit hard. Laurie drops it, picks it up, drops it again, throws, and it's not in time, and it goes past Ike Davis, and Kurt Suzuki is going to be at second base. This could be a double error.
Yes, it could. Well, here's the first one, maybe. Here's the bobble there. Bobble there. And then that is the double error. Don't see it often, but eat it. Don't throw it. Because one was going to be enough, but it is two. E5, E5.
So here's Santana. Suzuki at second base. Got a piece of home plate umpire Tom Hallion. Seems to be okay.
Got a lot of padding around his head and face, which is good because those masks, as he takes a pretty good shot right there, straight on. The padding's the key. And a strong neck.
Fastball at 94, but low.
You know, you think about the double error by Brett Laurie. If you're at second base, you can afford to bobble the ball. Third base, though, when you bobble it once and then twice, it's unlikely you're going to throw out anybody. And all you're going to do is make a bad throw, which he did, put a runner in scoring position.
Plus, you're going to rush your throw. So that one may have hurt a little bit. And they're going to check on Tom Hallion. Right. Horn immediately out there.
Another foul ball and got him on the left shoulder. And wearing the shoulder pads, chest protector, inside chest protector with the shoulder pads, but see the movement, that's a shoulder pad, but it looked like it got him right under where the protection is.
Hallion's going to stay in there.
The one off the face mask he handled, but more of a direct shot. Looked like underneath the padding, Stephen Vogt going out, and Tom Hallion shaking his head as Stephen got back behind the plate. So the courtesy of a catcher, knowing what it's like. Stephen Vogt has probably taken his share of hits. When you go to the All-Star game and you get hit, you know you're a magnet. Watching the game, I said, he just got hit again.
And then tonight, in the first inning, he got hit.
Exactly.
Straight back. So Santana giving Rodriguez a pretty good battle.
So there's a guy who was in Cincinnati and was in Minneapolis last year. He won a car last year. He got a truck this year. So he's pulling the car with the truck. And he just did something special again tonight. Huh?
He's not going to buy a lot of dinners in Southern California. That's Mike Trout. A little pop up left side of the diamond. Simeon grabs it. So Santana is retired. Mike Trout with a walk-off home run down in Anaheim. Angels 1, Red Sox 0, and that's final. So Mike Trout, home run number 27 on the year.
Now batting.
Four-time All-Star. He's hit for the cycle. Single, double, triple, home run. Triple last year, home run this year. So he's in his first at bat of each All-Star game. He's hit for the cycle. MVP back-to-back years. Unanimous MVP American League last year. Yeah, he's pretty special to watch, and just kind of takes it all in stride.
So the Angels have won 12 out of their last 15. They're now 49 and 40, and they will hold on to first place in the West. The Angels and the Astros win tonight. So quite a ball game tonight with Wade Miley, the Red Sox starter, having a no-hitter through 6 innings, and when it's all said and done, the Angels win the game. That's when you know things are going your way, when you maybe win a game that you shouldn't, or when somebody pitches a great game against you and you still manage to win. Dozier pops it. Mike Davis could have a play. No.
Who did you say started for the Angels tonight?
Wilson.
C.J. Wilson.
Yep.
So he did his job,
yep,
keeping zeros on the board against the Red Sox, and for him to pitch that way, because he had struggled the first half. So they've been hoping for him to pitch up to what they had hoped he would do.
So 0-2 to Dozier. Dozier, the home run in the first. Fastball away. Dozier was added to the All-Star team in place of Jose Bautista. And a breaking ball, and he swings and misses. Vogt grabs it. He'll flip to first, and that's out number 2.
Real hard curveball, and you see the tumbling spin. Stephen Vogt doing a good job keeping in front, and then flipping the ball to first base for the put out. Dozier swinging at a pitch with Dan Otero on the mound, running away from him in his last at bat, and then this time hits him again.
So 2 away for Torrey Hunter, who's 2 for 4. First pitch, a strike, a couple of singles, and a run scored for him. Fastball, and maybe not a fastball, 89 miles an hour. He was generally up around 93, 94. Way outside. Wins it out, hit the A's 8-5 in the ball game. And now 2-2.
Ball almost got Tom Hanks.
Yep, he heard it go by. I guarantee that. Now tell me he doesn't hear this go by.
Oh, that's it. He didn't move. I mean, fortunately, it was to his right. Otherwise, his right shoulder was right there to match what he got hit on the left shoulder.
It was up a little bit. Torrey Hunter fouls it high and deep into the second level. So 2-2. Torrey Hunter still gives you a good at bat. Taps that one foul. Off speed pitch. So it's been Gray, Otero, Abad, and now Rodriguez. Good overhand curveball, and Torrey Hunter strikes out. So a couple of strikeouts for Fernando Rodriguez. 9th inning, bottom of the 9th coming up. Work to do for the Athletics. They trail the Twins 5-0. Bay Area fan know-it-all with Sportsnet Central. It's brought to you by Hyundai. It's tonight at 10:30, and it's on our sister station, Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. As always, all the baseball highlights, and Charles Barkley talks Warriors. Does he like the Warriors? I don't even know. Mindy Bach and Fallon Smith.
It made it sound like when Charles Barkley speaks, everybody listens.
Well, they do. I don't always understand why everybody listens so intently, but that's for a different sport, right?
Yep, sure is.
Dunsing back out there trying to finish up a shutout for the Twins. The A's trying to put something together. Phil Hughes will pitch tomorrow. It'll be a 6:05 first pitch tomorrow. So an hour earlier. Butler tonight is 0 for 3. A good rip there. Fouls it straight back. Davis to follow, and then Laurie against Brian Dunsing. Cued off the end of the bat, a slider from Dunsing. So 2-2 the count. They've really had just 2 scoring opportunities in the third. Bases loaded. 2 outs, did not score. And then in the 8th, they had a couple on with 2 outs. So really, not any of those first and second nobody out or first and third nobody out. They just not got much going. Fastball up and away. Butler checks his swing. Curls up. So 3-2 the count. Foul just to our right. Pitching matchup tomorrow night will be Scott Kazmir and Phil Hughes. 5:30 with A's pregame live is when our coverage starts. Again, foul back.
And Billy Butler loading up a little bit earlier, figured he's going to get a fastball with a 5-0 deficit, and he is getting them, but not able to do much with it.
Shift on for Butler. Another payoff pitch and another foul ball. This one high and well fouled down the right field line. Back behind the bullpen. So quite a battle here.
Slider. Off a change-up on a fastball.
Hit well to right field. Torrey Hunter's back, and Torrey Hunter near the wall, and he makes the catch about 3 steps in front of the fence.
And Billy Butler's got to be saying, I cannot hit a ball any harder than that. And it's an out.
Sunday,
yep,
he's got a shot.
Maybe even tomorrow night because of the 6 o'clock start, 6:05, but kind of an inside-out swing. They're planning to pull, but opposite field hitting for Billy Butler and taking Torrey back to the warning track in front of the wall. But he's played out there enough. So he had plenty of room.
So this is Mark Canha who's going to hit for Ike Davis.
think what's encouraging for any team, you're down 5 runs and some could just say you can just play it out, something that you don't see often, and what the Twins did, scoring 6th and 9th inning. So there's always that possibility. That's why Bob Melvin pitch hitting Canna against the lefty. Ike Davis has had his troubles against left-handed pitchers.
It's almost like if you've done it to another team, you're almost more aware of it.
Exactly.
It doesn't happen very often.
It is very rare. So even the Twins said that. It's something you don't see that often. To be down as they were by 6 runs in the 9th inning.
Well, what year was it when the A's came back against the Twins here when they were down 9-0 early in the game?
Gio
2009, I think.
Well,
we still talk about that.
That's right.
Canna hits it just over our heads. That doesn't happen very often.
Gio Gonzalez gave all those earned runs and went to New York the next time, and Yankees had no chance.
Right.
Justin Morneau, I think he had a 3-run home run and maybe slam him. The A's came back and won like 13, 12, 15 to 13, something like that.
Well, Matt Holliday made a home run for the A's, so that was okay.
And you know, remember that play ended on that wild pitch play at the plate
to Dyer
trying to score. And if they had had the challenge, Ron Gardenhire would have thrown the flag.
He would still be playing.
That's right. He would have been safe for sure.
Canna waves at a breaking pitch. Suzuki tags him. 2 outs here in the 9th inning.
Canna started his swing way out of the strike zone was a pitch. No chance to even make contact to stay alive. Suzuki caught it on the short hop and tagged it. That's committing to a fastball and not getting it.
So here's Laurie, who's got a base hit. He also reached down there. Hard slider in for a strike in the outside corner.
Boy, Suzuki's calling this game. It's like he wants his ERA as a catcher to go down.
He wants that shutout.
I think it was 3.15 as a catcher, and really, you want to do it. And seen too many leads disappear, and I think, just like you said, if Twins have come back as a catcher, you do not want to fall in the trap, the habit of just saying, let's just get it over with and throw nothing but fastballs.
2-1 now to Laurie. Just 2 strikeouts for Twins pitchers in this game. Grounded towards second, and this should do it. Dozier has it, and the A's are shut out for the 7th time this year. So the second half does not start out well for the Athletics as they drop game 1 of this 3-game series. It took 2 hours and 42 minutes. It was played in front of 23,462. Final score from the Coliseum. It's the Minnesota Twins 5 and the Oakland Athletics 0. You've been watching Oakland A's baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California. It's part of the NBC Sports Group. Don't go away. His post-game live with Brody Brazil and Shooty Babbitt starts right after this break.